Imagine the worst-case scenario. You are stranded in the dead of winter, the temperature plummeting, snow beginning to fall, and you have no fire, no tent, and no sleeping bag. The air temperature is 24 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping. A thick layer of clouds is swallowing the last of the twilight, and you've completely lost your bearings. Every second you stand still, the cold seeps deeper into your bones. Hypothermia is no longer a distant threat. It is an immediate and lethal reality. Your breath mists heavily as you scan the landscape, a frantic search for any kind of protection. You spot a series of basalt cliffs, which seem to offer a natural overhang, but this is a deadly trap. In these temperatures, water freezes and expands within rock fissures, a process called frost heave. This can dislodge massive stones and send them crashing down without warning. You must find a stable, safe location, away from any overhead hazards. Your challenge is immense. Build a life-saving shelter in this arid, treeless landscape using nothing but the sparse scrub and reeds around you. Your only tool is your own resourcefulness. Your salvation lies in a plant you might otherwise overlook, the Tule Reed or Bullrush. This isn't a dense forest filled with logs and ferns. It's a stark environment where you must make do with what's available. The Tule Reed is a marvel of natural engineering. Its stalks are hollow, trapping air for insulation. It's buoyant, and it has been used for millennia by indigenous cultures for everything from boats to shelters, proving its worth. But here is a critical safety warning. You must only build this shelter on frozen ground or well above the water table. If you build in a muddy marsh or on saturated ground, the moisture will be drawn up into your shelter, creating a damp, cold environment that will accelerate hypothermia faster than the open air. Look for where high winds or the weight of snow has already caused the reeds to bend and mat together. These natural formations, like semi-formed tunnels or nests, are the perfect starting points for your thermal shell. They show you where the strongest and most abundant materials are. Now you begin construction. After scouting the area, you've located a dense, large patch of reeds that offers the most structural integrity. The first principle you must follow is the sleeping bag principle. Your shelter must be just large enough for you to crawl into and occupy. Any larger and your body will be wasting precious heat warming up empty space. The goal is to create a personal cocoon. You start from the inside, pushing the reeds down and weaving them together to form a circular tunnel. You aren't just trampling them down from the top. You are meticulously weaving the stalks over and under each other, reinforcing the walls and ceiling as you go. The process is simple, requiring no specialized tools, just your hands and your focus. This initial frame establishes the small, confined space that is absolutely essential for retaining your body heat and surviving the night. With the basic architecture formed, your next priority is insulation. You shift your focus to gathering large, dry bundles of a fine, fluffy grass growing nearby. The rule here is absolute. You need significantly more than you think. Then you need to gather even more. To understand why, think of a down blanket. It's not the feathers themselves that keep you warm, but the thousands of tiny air pockets trapped between their fibers. That trapped air is the true insulator. You'll use this grass to create that effect. Once you have a massive pile, you begin the initial thatching of the roof using the heavier, sturdier reed material for the exterior shell. This can be done by simply pulling and snapping the reeds, but if you have a small pocket knife, the process is much faster. A knife allows you to cleanly harvest uniform bundles, making the thatching process more efficient and creating a tighter initial layer for your roof. The next step is the most critical, sealing the roof to transform your simple arch into a weatherproof thermal dome. You carefully inspect your reed framework, patching any noticeable holes or weak spots. Now you employ a two-layer insulation system. First, from inside the shelter, you systematically tuck large bunches of that fine, dry grass underneath the arched reed framework. You pack it in tightly, filling every void and blocking any potential airflow. This is your primary thermal layer. Second, you go back outside and begin layering more of the heavy reeds on top, shingle style, starting from the bottom and working your way up. This creates a smooth, dense outer shell designed to shed falling snow, divert any potential rain, and most importantly, block the force of the wind. As you add each new layer, you must firmly tuck its edges down into the existing structure. This is a non-negotiable step to eliminate wind-driven drafts. The view from inside visibly transforms from bright and exposed to dark, quiet, and fully sealed. Now for the final touches that separate a cold night from a survivable one: bedding and a door. You bring the last of your enormous grass collection inside and spread it evenly and thickly across the floor. This deep layer of bedding is arguably the most critical element of the entire shelter. The frozen ground will suck heat from your body through conduction at an alarming rate. This thick, springy mattress of grass lifts you off the earth, creating an insulating barrier that prevents that rapid heat loss. With your bed made, you address the entrance. The opening must be very small and low to the ground. Once you are fully settled inside for the night, you must plug that hole completely. Use your backpack, a bundled-up jacket, or a large bundle of salvaged brushwood and reeds. Whatever you use, wedge it into the opening from the inside to create a complete thermal seal against the outside world. You are now nestled inside your sealed shelter. It's a snug, dark, and surprisingly warm space. The air volume is minimal, and the only heat source is you. This is the fundamental principle at work. The shelter's entire effectiveness is based on capturing and preserving the small amount of radiant heat generated by your own body. It is a passive system designed to mitigate heat loss from conduction, convection, and radiation. This is a survival cocoon, not a replacement for a roaring fire. You've succeeded by remembering the core lessons: careful site selection away from hazards, building a small and tight structure, and using massive amounts of insulation for both the walls and the ground. If you found this useful, like this video and leave a comment below about your own greatest survival challenge or tip. By combining a safe location with the natural insulating properties of reeds and grass, you can build a viable thermal cocoon and survive a harsh winter night without relying on a single spark of fire.